your host, Nina.
I'm Battle.
And I'm John.
And we are back to discuss The Last of Us, Season 1, Episode 6, Kin. I don't know if you heard it in my voice when I first started, the disappointment. Because my dog just started humping his toy right when I was like, hey guys, and he just started. So I'm sorry. I'm like, you little fucker, you couldn't have done this earlier or wait. So I'm sorry if you hear panting in the background. That is Nico. That's not us. So that's the episode that we're going to be talking about. We're going to shoot the shit really briefly just because, there's a lot going on. And again, this is like the fastest, easiest way for me to communicate with everyone. So as you guys know, I had to push some stuff around because my dad passed away a few weeks ago, and we've not yet had like his service and stuff. And I don't know when is the right time to like re-enter your life or resume your life the way it was after something like this. I think I said last week, did we record last week? That I don't know what I'm doing, and I still don't. I've tried to do things like a normal person with varying degrees of success. This past weekend, let me just back up. One of the things that my dad used to do was whenever there was a new Marvel movie, obviously, he was a big comic book fan, not just Marvel, but a huge Marvel fan. And whenever a new movie dropped, he would go and he would take my nephew, my sister's son. And Ant-Man, Kang the Conqueror Part 1 came out last week. And I kind of like tossed it out there that, maybe my nephew would like to go with us. And then we invited my Uncle Tony, as my dad's brother, because again, like when these movies dropped, it would be my uncle, my dad, and my nephew going to see it. The three of them. So I threw it out there, and my cousin has two boys, and so I just threw it out there, like any family members that want to go see it. And so it ended up being a group of 10 of us. We went on Saturday to see it. And it was a little hard because, like, not just because it was what it was, like something that I know that he would have, wanted to see and would have gone to see. But like I didn't even really think it through. But the theater we went to is like his theater. It's like the theater closest to his house. It's a really nice theater. And I've gone to that movie theater with him before. And I kept seeing men around his age and like with his like body type, or like walking around, and it would just like punch me in the stomach. And I can still like picture how he walked and looked around. I could just picture him in that space and what it would have been like. And then going with my uncle was nice. And afterwards, like sitting down at the dining room table at home and like talking about the movie and other stuff, like that is definitely something we would have done with him. So it was nice, but at the same time, it was painful. It's even kind of painful to talk about now. I didn't think it would be. So yeah, I don't know what I'm doing, and I didn't know if we should shoot the shit. I thought, I said that I would talk about my dad when I'm ready, and now that I'm talking about it, I'm kind of not ready. But I did want to say that, some stuff has been shuffled around, and if you check the schedule, by the time you listen to this, it should be pretty fairly accurately updated as to when you can expect stuff. One thing that we had to change, which was kind of drastic, but I think it works in its favor because of the type of show it is we were going to cover The Glory, which is a K-drama on Netflix that's in 2 parts. And we're currently just going to talk about all 6 episodes in one podcast, as opposed to doing them 1 or 2 at a time like we were going to do, because the second part drops on March 10th, which is just in a few weeks. So that will probably cover weekly, but that's a change. And we haven't done those last 2 Ranking of Kings yet. I hope to get to that this week. We were going to do it last week, and then I just couldn't. Yeah. So it's been hard. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Donnie keeps telling me, stop lying to people. Cause people check in and they're like, how you doing? And I'm like, I'm okay. I'm not okay. I am not okay. But I always feel like the level of not okay that I am, like what I really want to say about how I feel and how painful this is, like, no one wants to hear that. Do you know what no, I don't think anybody wants to hear it, and I don't think any of you know what to say to it, if that makes sense. Because I don't know what to say. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what to say to the kind of pain that I'm in, So, people have asked, and I'm like, yeah, I'm okay. Or I'll say, I'm just really sad. But, like, none of that feels accurate. Like, what I feel is so much bigger than sad. And it's so much more... It's so much more painful than sad. It is an ache, a constant ache. That's the best I got. So I'll probably cut all this out because I'm just rambling and crying and I don't even know what I'm saying.
You're fine. You're fine. That's the one thing I've learned about this, and the one thing I've learned about myself lately is not to have an answer for everything, not to be able to put a word in for everything, but just to listen. And I don't know if you noticed that, but when you text me something or anything like that, I don't start saying shit. I just respond with a little emoji or I come and hug you. And that's all. People don't need to have words for you, but just know that we're here, we're listening to you, and we understand. So it's good for you to speak how you're feeling, because you don't want to hold that stuff in, and just know that we're all here to support you.
I know, it just really hurts, and it's just like so he's having 2 services. This is something I did want to talk about because I think it would explain like when things may even start to go back to a little bit normal. But he's having one service here this coming Sunday, February 26th, I believe is the date, here in Atlanta. And it's going to be at a theater of all places. And it's one of those like, I want to say old-timey movie theaters where it's like a marquee,
But it's like a small downtown.
Yeah, it's a small it's not like an IMAX. No.
It's independent, I guess.
Right. And his name is going to be on that. And my sister, she's basically handling all of this. And I feel like that's something she needs to do, if that makes sense. And so it's called A Celebration of Life. I invited John. I invited my friends that had met my dad and knew my dad, that obviously also live here. And I am going to be speaking and delivering, I guess, what would be typically considered a eulogy. And my sister put together a video of like photos and stuff that's going to be accompanied by like the music that he loved. And I think a few people will speak. I'm going to speak. There'll be refreshments. Somebody's going to say a prayer, I think, and then it's done. And then the following weekend, he's having a more traditional memorial service in New York, in Brooklyn, in the church that he and my stepmom got married in. And he's getting the full, you know, I forget what they call it. What's it called? The gun salute?
Yeah, the police.
Yeah.
Department is doing the flag folding, the whole proper.
All that for him. Yeah. And I'm not going to that for a lot of reasons. I'm way more comfortable with what we're doing here because, you know, it's something I even told my dad. I was like, I am not going to your funeral. I'm not going to anybody's funeral. He's like, well, I don't want a funeral. So I was like, great, me either. But again, I feel like this is like what people need. And I think like for my stepmother, a lot of her family is still, and by, you know, obviously by extension, my dad's family, is in New York. And, you know, she was a police officer too. She also retired from the NYPD, I think the same year or within a few months, like of my dad.
Yeah,
and
earlier that year, and then he did that
later. Yeah, and I think both of their retirements were delayed a few months because of 9/11.
Right,
like it happened. So I think like for that, like that kind of recognition of the job that he did, that he loved, and you know those people, and it being in a Catholic church, and him. Had not really been, but he went to Catholic school. My stepmother's Catholic. So, I feel like, you know, she needs that. And I don't need either of them. Like, I don't need them, but, my dad's family is primarily going to be at the one here in Georgia because most of them live here. And so I feel like that's good for me, like for what I kind of need, I guess. And, so my plan is, to attend that on the 26th. And then I'm taking that week off. Like I haven't been doing like my Korean class, and the podcast will still be, you know, just a few shows, not like the full load. And then after the New York, that next weekend, the New York memorial service, like, so that following Monday, I anticipate everything getting back to normal. I don't know how I'm going to feel seeing or hearing things coming out of the New York service, you know, so that's why I'm just kind of giving myself that time. And to be honest with you, like, there's a part of me, you guys, that has been like, what I've been doing these past, 19 days since my dad died. You know, there's been a lot of going through photos, like to help my sister, like with the program and stuff. So we're trying to find, you know, we're going through his photos, we're going through the photos that we had, and we're trying to find, you know, pictures like from his childhood and stuff like that. That's been incredibly painful. That's not something I would have done if I wasn't here. Like if this had happened, if I was still in Oregon when this happened, I wouldn't be here to do all of this. And I definitely wouldn't have done it on my own, like, if that makes sense. But it needs to be done. And we're all grieving. And so it's not fair for me to be like, nope, I just want to lay here under the covers and die. So I've been helping. But when it gets too difficult, you know, I stop, I put the pictures aside, or I will, you know, start crying. Donnie comes in here, he's hugging me and stuff till it passes. And so it's been always something. I sat in on the, meeting, the virtual meeting with the crematorium. This would have been Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, like 4 or 5 days after he passed. So still obviously really fresh, with my stepmother and my sister. And that was really hard because you're just, You're talking about him in the past tense. You're learning, you know, what they're going to do with his body and how long this takes and what, you know, it's just all just kind of like, I can't believe we're talking about this about my dad, you know? So there was that to do. And then it's like, what am I going to wear to this thing? And so you're like shopping for an outfit to wear to your dad's, you know, it's just been constant, if that makes, like, even if I wanted to, I couldn't kind of hide from this, which is, I do want to hide from this, not if I wanted to. I can't hide from this because there's shit that has to be done. I guess that's what I've been trying to say. And so I feel like mentally I've told myself, once the memorial services are over, you don't have to do anything else. You could just miss and mourn your dad. And I think that's what I'm going to do. Like, I'm just going to take some time and do that the week after that. And then, you know, hopefully I can kind of get back to some sort of normalcy after that. But yeah, so that's where I am. That's the update. I am not okay. Some days I feel like I'm never going to be okay. And actually, 2 weeks from the day, so on the 16th, that Thursday, I didn't cry the whole day. And it was like that night, I was like, wow, you didn't cry. Like, of course I got sad, right? And I would like see things and you know, but I didn't have like that full on crying that I have been doing. And I thought, oh, okay, 2 weeks. It's kind of like when you're pregnant and, you know, you get like the morning sickness typically goes away between 12 and 14 weeks, or 14 is, and so when you hit like those milestones, you're like, please let it stop, you know? Like, I hit that 2 weeks like, oh, okay, maybe this is it. Maybe I'm done breaking down and the rest is just sadness, you know? Nah. That next day, I don't even remember what it was. And it was worse. It was like my body made up for not having a breakdown the day before. Yeah, I'm not okay. And this sucks. And it's terrible. And I hate it. And it's awful. And it's the worst thing that's ever happened. But, you know, what can I do? I can't. Donnie already vetoed me killing myself. So I just have to stay here and feel these feelings and deal with this. And it sucks. It sucks. It sucks so bad, you guys. It sucks so bad. So that's it. Womp womp. Sorry, everybody's all sad now. Matt, you better not be crying. Matt, one of our listeners told me he was listening to 4 and 5, and he was like, and I was like, come on, I cry enough for everybody. Stop it. Don't be sad. So I'm sorry if it made you guys sad, but I feel like, you know, this is just what it's gonna be for me for a while. Yeah. So.
It's real.
It's so real. It's so terrible. It's so terrible. Like, if I said all the things I wanted to say, we'd all be sitting here bawling and it would just be the worst. It's just, I got to get myself to a therapist because it's just a lot. It is a lot, to the point where I look at our friends, Nikki, Sarah, Kate, you know, I think of my friend Tara, all of my friends who have lost their dads. And of the ones I just named, 3 of them within the past few years, like since I've been their friend.
Yeah.
And it, you know, I remember just, I don't know how they're doing it. Like, there are several times I've almost reached out to write Sarah and Nikki and just be like, how the fuck did you do this? How do you get up every day and function in a world without your dad? I don't know how I'm supposed to do this, but apparently I am. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm so sorry. Oh my God. I promise they won't all be like this. I swear. One day, things will go back to normal. John.
Yes.
Did you go see Kang yet? I know you didn't. You hadn't as of Saturday. Well, today's Tuesday, so you haven't gone, right?
No.
Oh. Are you going to go?
Probably not.
Are you... This is interesting. Are you...
I mean, it's not because I don't think it's good. It's just because I don't want to.
Yeah. That's the other thing. Listen. Oh, my God. So, when I wrote my friend, my cousin, and I was just like, this is what we're thinking of doing. Like, you know, does this work for you? And then I looked up show times, and I was like, what about this time? And then she wrote me back, and she was like, would the 1240 IMAX be okay? And it was a bit earlier than I wanted, but I was like, okay, that's fine. I was like, yeah, cool. So I was like, I will buy the tickets, and then you guys can cash at me, and this is the day I plan on buying the tickets, so just let me know, blah, blah, blah. And I went to buy them tickets. Y'all, I thought I was going to go see Beyonce for the cost of them tickets. IMAX tickets are like $25 a piece.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I felt like I had a $25 experience. Like, I didn't feel like I noticed a market, is that the right word? Difference?
Mm-hmm.
Than like when I went to see Doctor Strange. Yes.
I agree.
Like, it was just
a bigger screen.
Yeah, that's you're seeing the same thing, and it just. I agree. It was.
Nico, shut up.
It would have been fine seeing that in a regular theater.
Yeah, but like again, you're like I'm compromising because it's like we're going with other people. If that dog don't shut up, and that's what they asked, and I didn't want to be some like the wet blanket and be like, "What do you need IMAX for?" We got IMAX at home, like I don't, So, but yeah, that shit was expensive, and I was like, I can't believe I'm doing this for a fucking Ant-Man movie. Like if it was like the Marvels or Captain America, but anyway. So I feel you because honestly, if I hadn't opened my big mouth and thought this would be some family trauma, bonding, grieving thing, I probably would have just had Donnie take Jack to go see it. And I would have waited for Disney Plus. And that's not because the movie is bad. It's just, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You feel me.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I go to movies by myself. So,
what's that supposed to mean?
I mean, like, that's one of the reasons why I was like, well, I don't want to fucking go. Because I don't want to go fucking movie by myself.
You could okay with, but no, I thought about that, but I thought that was too far for you. You definitely wouldn't want to do all that driving for fucking $25. Paul Rudd. No, sorry. No shade to Paul Rudd, but like, nah. Yeah, I get it. I have a feeling because a lot of people are still not comfortable going to the movies at all. Like even in our group, that it'll probably pull a lot of people when it hits Disney Plus and we do like our little movie nights that we do in our group. I'm sure there are going to be a lot of people watching it with us for the first time there. Maybe you can do that. Speaking of which, we're doing Megan this Friday night is our... so if you guys don't know, we have a Facebook group called Podcast Fandom Crew. I'm saying this because the Shoot the Shit is going to go up for free, even though this is a premium podcast. And so in Facebook, like we'll do group watches, usually on a Friday night. We pick a movie and we sync it up. We start at the same time. We have a chat going and we watch it together. And so we've done, what have we done? Barbarian.
And Run, Sweetheart
Wakanda Forever, Run, Sweetheart, Run, The Invitation, The Menu. We're going to do The Woman King soon. We're doing Megan this weekend. So, yeah, it's been fun. I have people in the group hit me up. I'm like, come on, suggest a movie you think would be fun to watch. And I like when they suggest stuff like I obviously haven't seen, but also I know nothing about. I just trust their opinion and go in cold. We did You People. Did you watch that, John? The Netflix movie?
No.
Don't.
I did not plan on it.
Yeah, no, don't. It's not good. But it was, it's fun for what it is. Again, I feel like when you watch movies with people, like fresh, good company, it makes the experience more fun. Even if it's like a bad movie, like you can rip it to shreds together or crack jokes together, and it's a more enjoyable experience. But even with that, I wouldn't recommend You People to anyone. So, yeah, that's it. I feel like there was one other thing I wanted to ask that was fairly big. What else has happened big? The Super Bowl. Did we talk about that?
No, because that was last weekend.
It happened.
Oh, no, wait, did we?
We kind of did, right?
Yeah.
Rihanna performed.
We podcasted after that.
Mm-hmm. Rihanna performed. She's pregnant again.
Mm-hmm.
What else has happened? Richard Belzer passed away.
Yeah.
He was like
Jimmy Carter's passing away.
He's in hospice currently, yeah. This is all the saddest shooting of the shit we have ever done.
I've watched some things.
What did you watch?
Y'all care? I watched Andor.
You motherfucker!
What?
I'm gonna slap you.
What?
Go ahead. That's fine.
It's good.
I know. I heard. I just can't.
What are you?
I'm gonna tell you why I'm a little upset. Because John, you are always like, I don't have time. You never have time to watch anything. And then you randomly like, I just watched this 10-episode series in a week. You suck.
Yeah, I had some time.
Whatever.
And
And
I've also what?
No.
And what?
Andor. What did you think?
I liked it. I said it was good.
I should watch it.
Yeah, I mean, there's people are like, oh, it's not even really a Star Wars show. And it's like, it is a Star Wars show.
It is.
Like, I don't know, people like they say it's not a Star Wars show, so they can kind of be like, I like a Star Wars show, but I don't like a Star Wars show. Like people don't want to actually admit it, or maybe they're like, oh, it's not a Star Wars show, you should watch it because you don't like Star Wars. But it's like, no, it is a Star Wars show. Like, it is very clearly a Star Wars show, and it is a very good Star Wars show.
And it's 10 episodes, right? I was being sarcastic, but it is 10, right?
9, I think.
Okay.
Or maybe 12. Maybe I think it's 12.
Yeah, I feel like it's longer than like some of the other Disney Plus stuff that we've covered on the site. That was like 6 or 8 episodes. I definitely felt it was longer than that. Okay, what else did you watch?
Yeah, but I mean, it was good. I watched it and then it was like, oh, this could be longer. So.
And it has a second season coming, right?
Yeah, I think they plan to do like 5 seasons.
Jesus fucking Christ.
And lead into Rogue One.
Yeah.
I have been watching Poker Face, which is very good.
Is it?
I've heard a lot of good things about that.
So have I. And I almost considered it.
Paramount?
Peacock.
Or Peacock. Oh, well, we got
Is it Peacock?
Yeah, it's on Peacock.
And isn't that what we have to get from Megan, or no?
We already have it because I got it for the Golden Globes and then forgot to cancel. So, foresight. Look, that was actually good. Okay, so, and that's Natasha Lyonne?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Is that her name? Yes. I like that other show. Did you watch the other show she had on Netflix?
Russian Doll? No, I didn't watch it.
That's like a Groundhog Day type of thing.
Yeah. I wonder if it's coming back.
I don't know. That was a while ago, wasn't it? Or was that was like right when the pandemic?
Early pandemic, yeah. Okay. No, but I hear she's really good. She was excellent, I think, on the Golden Globes. I think she, you know how they have them do like little bits and stuff in between categories or whatever? Or was it when she was presenting? Either way, I was very impressed with her because, a lot of times it's like not good. it's awkward and it's not funny, and I don't know if it's like the delivery of the actor, like they're just not good at this type of stuff, or if the writing is just shitty, or maybe it's both. But I thought hers, it just felt like it didn't feel like it was scripted, like somebody wrote it. Like it just felt like it was like all off the cuff in her, and she's just really charismatic, I think. So, okay, so you like Poker Face? Is that what it's called?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is it done? Is it, or is it
no,
still?
It's I think it's got 3 or 4 episodes left.
Okay, because it is weekly, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's, it's Ryan Johnson. It's good.
I did not know it was Ryan Johnson. You mean the Knives Out guy?
Yep.
Yeah.
And what else did he do? He did a Star Wars movie, didn't he?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, the Last Jedi.
Okay.
Or yeah, whatever that was. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's obviously modeled after like Columbo.
Yeah, I heard that. Yes, I did hear that.
But like, it also has like Monk vibes, which I really like Monk. Mm-hmm. It's a good show.
Good. I know you better stop growling at me. Not you, John. Anything else?
I don't think so.
Okay. Donnie, do you have anything?
No, I haven't done anything. I haven't watched anything. They canceled Mighty Ducks.
I saw. Yeah. I saw that.
So for not having Amelia Esteban's back.
I don't know. Maybe he should have got that fucking vaccine then. Shit. Wasn't that the thing? He didn't want to get the vaccine, right?
Probably.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
I think that was it. So, I mean, Okay.
I watched the George Carlin documentary on HBO.
Oh, I heard that was really good. Who was working? Because I was one of those podcasts I was listening to. I forgot who made that.
But Judd Apatow.
That's who it was. Okay.
Oh, fuck him.
His interview, he was talking about it. It was interesting.
Yeah, it was good. And I watched Ticket to Paradise, the George Clooney and Julia Roberts movie. It was good.
I'm sorry, the what?
Ticket to Paradise. It's the George Clooney and Julia Roberts movie that just came out
from what year?
A few months ago.
1998.
No, it was from last year. It's like
stop lying.
It's like it was like September, I think.
How did that happen? Wait, let me pick this in. George Clooney and Julia Roberts.
Yeah.
Made a movie.
It sure did.
This decade. That came out this decade. No, I am legit. No. Y'all don't understand. I know I've not had my finger on the pulse like I used to, especially like when the site was in full swing. I know that, and I'm getting old, and I eat a lot of edibles. I get it. But how did something like that just completely... What's it about? What's it called? Ticket to Paradise?
Yes.
It's a romantic comedy.
Yes.
You know what? I like it. That's people of a certain age. Because, they don't do that anymore. That's like if really... Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan made a movie. Now.
Yeah.
A romantic comedy. Right? You know what I'm saying? Okay. But you liked it?
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, it was good. They could make all their movies together and it'd be great. Wow. They were good together. It was good. It's about, they're a couple who used to be together and now they're not together, and then their daughter goes to a place and gets engaged, and then they have to go together to
Why are you being vague about this place?
I don't know.
Was it Paradise?
To them, I guess it was, yeah.
No, seriously, is it a spoiler to say where the daughter goes?
No, I didn't want to give the whole plot.
Okay. But you said a place. I was like, is it space? Where did she go? Why are you being so vague? Okay. All right. Where is that? Where could people see that if they want to check it out?
Where the fuck did I watch that? It was on Peacock.
John's like, I'm getting my Peacock money worth.
Yeah. I mean, that was it.
You gotta give me that Peacock login.
I signed up for it, and I was like, oh, well, here's this thing. I better watch it.
Oh. What did you say, Donnie?
You gotta give me that Peacock login.
Oh, I just gave it to Kaylee. I don't know why. Oh, because she wanted to watch the Harry Potter movies. And she was like, are they on HBO? And I was like, they should be. But then I did my Googles, and apparently they're not. They're only available on Peacock. So I just gave her the login. That's how I know we still have it. And you want to know what's so funny? No, I probably shouldn't say that. Because it's my password. But I could always change it. Anyway, I'm not going to say what the password is. Well, because then you'd also have to know my email address. But
don't say your password.
I'm not going to say my password. But something about my password is like about the Golden Globes. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And, yeah. And then I didn't cancel it. So, anyway.
I see.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. There was something else I wanted to say. Oh, speaking of George Clooney. Fuck, I forgot. No. The Flash trailer.
Yes.
Did we talk about this?
No.
Okay.
No, because this was during the... I know, it was at the Super Bowl.
Right. No, we talked about it with my uncle after the movie. Because I realized I did talk about this a little bit. Okay. So, like... There's a part of me that still doesn't believe this movie is coming out. I have been saying for like years. I'd be like, I don't believe you. Every time somebody in our group would post an article about the movie and the you know, how it's coming along, I'd be like, I don't believe you. But apparently we're getting it whether we want it or not. And I watched the trailer because I have no interest in the movie. And they showed that entire fucking movie in that trailer. Am I wrong?
I mean, not really.
Really? That was like a
there was
20-minute
plot twist, special appearance. I was like, who is this?
I mean,
Where'd Supergirl come from? I was like, what is going on?
Because it's based on Flashpoint. So, like, I mean, there are things that, I mean, assuming that they keep things from Flashpoint in it, then there are definitely things they didn't show on the trailer.
It doesn't look like Flashpoint, though.
It kind of did, but then it kind of didn't. Like, it was like part, and I was wondering that, but like, is it Reverse Flash in here, or is he that? Like, I couldn't tell who. Like, it was just weird how.
Well, I say all that to say
the flashback.
I say all that to say, apparently, I don't want to like misquote my uncle, but from what I gathered from what he said, whether or not this is exactly what he said or not, was that they were kind of like speculating like the number of Batmans in this movie. And they knew that there would be 3 others. And so in the trailer, I'm spoiling it, they show my favorite, and then they show Ben Affleck.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'll
people are
spoil
like,
it. If you're not going to say his name, I'll say it. Shit.
go ahead, say it.
Michael Keaton's in the fucking movie.
Yeah, Michael Keaton's in that fucking movie.
And he
fuck
looks
right,
awesome.
yes. He does. I was like, oh, these motherfuckers, they got
Listen,
me.
The movie looks really good. I mean, that's
Yeah.
the thing. And everything that you hear about the movie is it's really good. It sucks that the person at the center of it is a fucking criminal
Yes.
who
That
should
is not
be
going-
leading a movie.
Right. That they are trying to... I have a feeling, though... Do you think that they're going to be done with them after this?
I don't know, because there's talks that he's still in. He's
They.
that
not-
they
not
they,
he,
that
they.
they are still in the DCU.
Well, I mean,
Well,
it's James Gunn, so...
Because
I
James Gunn
wouldn't-
has only said they're replacing Superman, they're replacing Batman, Wonder Woman. I don't know if I've
heard anything about that.
clarification on that yet. Aquaman is still safe.
Well, the thing is... Sorry, go ahead, Donnie.
No, you're good. I know the Suicide Squad. What's her name that runs the Suicide Squad is still in the
Amanda
DCU.
Waller.
Yeah, Amanda Waller is still in there. So there's like right now all I've heard is like they're definitely recasting Batman and Superman.
If I'm James Gunn, which I'm not, but if I were James Gunn and I just took over DC along with the other guy, Peter, whatever his name is, I'm not gonna go, hey, you know that big movie that's about to come out? Yeah, that guy's gone, or that person's
Right,
gone.
right.
Or like
Right,
Jason Momoa, he's not gonna be Aquaman anymore because his movie's still coming out. Like
His
until
what?
those movies come out.
Wait,
I'm
wait.
not gonna...
But
His
his movie
what?
already came out, didn't it?
Did it? I thought they were making another one. Was there
I'm
not
so
another one?
confused. How many Aquaman movies?
I thought they
have there
did too, didn't they?
been? They did too.
Yeah, they did too. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, maybe Jason Momoa is done. I don't know. Or maybe
Did the
Jason Momoa
second?
is-
Wait. No, serious question. Did the second one come out?
Yes,
Okay.
I thought so.
Hold on. Did it?
I don't know. I just know of all the talk, the most I've heard about it is because of the trial. Like, Amber Heard was saying a lot of, like, how the shit with Johnny Depp affected her role in that franchise. And,
Oh no, it's coming out on Christmas of this year.
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
that's what I was
It's
going
not
to
out
say. And that her role had been kind of diminished. I think that was one of the things that she claimed. So, but I hadn't remembered seeing anything for it, like even a trailer. So, okay.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. It's like,
Yeah.
until those movies come out, like, I wouldn't say, oh, yeah, Shazam, he's fine. It's like, no, his movie's not out yet. So, I mean, until those movies come out, I would
Right.
absolutely act like they're still in it. But
Yeah,
then,
because
and
they
then those
didn't
movies
even-
come out.
They didn't even announce Henry Cavill being done until after Black Adam.
Right.
Mhm.
And he had that little thing in there.
Right.
Yeah.
So I would say, like, especially with the way that Flashpoint is, and the even the way they've talked about the Flash movie being a reset,
Yeah. That makes sense.
and the fact that they talked about like 10 fucking movies that are coming out, and none of them were the Flash 2.
Right.
I would be like, yeah, they're probably going to be done with Ezra Miller after this movie, and they should be.
And the only reason I would say not is because it feels like, you know, somebody with a bunch of pedophile jokes in their background getting, you know, a second chance and being, I don't know. He feels like the type of person that would be sympathetic to another piece of shit. So
Maybe.
that's, you know. Anyways, so anyway, all of that to say, they were like, who's the third Batman? Because we've seen Michael Keaton, we've seen Ben Affleck in the trailer, and we were like, well, my uncle was like, well, Val Kilmer is sick. And I don't know why George Clooney would want to. And I was like, but why would George Clooney want to? But also, maybe he doesn't want to. I don't know.
He hated it when he hated it when he did it.
Oh, I didn't know that. Or if I knew that, I forgot that. Yeah, so he ain't coming back. And
I
who
mean,
else
it's
is
possible. Like, it's possible that he could come back. Like, if he was like, he wanted a redemption for it or something. Because I think the reason he hated it was because of the movie, not because of, like, he didn't want to be Batman.
Did they put nipples on his suit?
Yeah.
That's probably why he hated it. He's
And
like,
it was
if you
just-
give me a better suit.
But they gotta put him in his same suit.
No, they don't.
But,
They did Michael Keaton.
Did you say no, they don't, John?
yeah.
Thank you.
They do not have to put him in the nipple suit. But yeah, I mean, the obvious possibility is Christian Bale.
Right, that's the other one. That's that, right.
But I think it would. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they pull a fast one and they just say, "Oh yeah, Robert Pattinson is the Batman that is in this movie."
I forgot
Yeah.
about him too. See, that's what happens when you
They're
have
still doing those.
6 fucking Batmans in 20 years.
I mean, because
right.
because James Gunn, when he talked about the movies, he was like, "Oh yeah, we're going to very clearly label these other movies as Elseworlds movies, like the Joker movies are supposed to be Elseworld movies or whatever."
Mm-hmm.
But like, I don't think that he specifically said, "Oh yeah, that Batman is not connected." I mean, I think people assumed that, but he may have said it. But even if he did say it, that doesn't mean he couldn't be lying.
Yeah.
You know what I
yeah.
mean? And
Yeah.
then like then Robert Pattinson just happens to show up and is like, and they that Batman universe is connected to these movies.
Okay.
And I mean, I wouldn't hate that.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to go see it, but I'll definitely do a movie night in a group.
HBO Max night.
I mean, the hard thing is, I mean, because Ezra Miller was in it. That's the only thing that makes me go, I don't know that I'm going to go see it.
Yeah.
Because that person being in it is not great.
Yeah.
And it's like the Harry Potter game that just came out.
Yeah.
And people are like, it's so hard not to play. And I'm like, it's not. Like, it's
Yeah, I mean,
literally not hard to play the game.
I have seen so many, like, people, like, talking about that. You know, like, people trying to navigate consuming media that was created by terrible people. Which I am, like I just said, Kaylee wanted to watch those movies. I don't know how this works. I don't know if J.K. Rowling is like, if you go and stream one of those Harry Potter movies on Peacock, does she get money? I don't
Probably.
know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I'm sure
I don't know.
royalties somehow.
You know.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I don't have any problem with folks, because look, we already read the books and we've seen all the movies. So I can't pretend that I haven't. This is all before we knew she was a terrible turf. It's, you know, I enjoyed them for what they were. Some more than others. We saw all the movies. Me and Kaylee went to see the movies. Like every Christmas, we would kind of like do like a little marathon binging of the movies during Christmas holiday and stuff like that. I ain't supporting anything else she does. I'm not supporting that video game or anything that came after. You know, once you knew what she was, you know, but I'm also not burning the copies of the books that I have, you know.
Right.
You know, it was what it was. If one of the movies is on, well, I guess I would say Peacock now. If I'm flipping through Peacock and one of the movies is playing or something, I might stop and watch. Like, I'm not saying, you know, fuck those movies and spit on them to, you know, but it's absolutely fuck J.K. Rowling around this house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's the thing that I would say about this. Is just like, I wouldn't even say necessarily that you shouldn't do things, right? Like, oh, you shouldn't play that game. Like, I don't know. Like I don't like, because on one hand, there are other people who that made that game and who worked on it. And some of the other people who worked on it are also shitty people, apparently. And so, but like, I'm not even like of the mind of like, oh, if you do it, you're automatically a terrible person. Just like if you watch the movies, you're a terrible. Like, I'm not of that mind. The thing that I don't like is how people go, oh, it's so hard not to do it.
Oh,
and it's like, no, it's not.
Yeah.
Like it's like, just make the decision based on your feelings, and then, you know, you have your approach to the thing, and like, other people can be like, well, I don't like that you did that, and it's fine. But it's like, don't act like it's so hard not to play a video game. It isn't. It's so easy not to play a video game.
Yeah.
It's the easiest fucking thing you can do.
And, you know, listen, I have, for the most part, kind of stayed out of commenting and policing on folks, but I saw a tweet come through the other day, and I know the person is queer. I don't remember if they're trans or not. I'm trying to remember. It's one of my followers, and my Twitter account is like locked down now. So I follow them, they follow me, and they're a gamer and really into Harry Potter, and they're playing the game, and it's like one person out of like, of all the people I follow on Twitter, like most people are like, fuck that game on site, you know? I was very shocked to see this tweet come across, but you know what? Not my place. None of my business.
Yeah,
So,
that's, you know, like, and the people are like,
I ain't playing it, but I'm not gonna tell
right.
this other queer person they, you know.
Right, and like the idea of like people who, if you stream it on Twitch and people are like criticizing people, and fine, like, if you do something on Twitch, you're going to get criticized.
Yes.
That's the choice that you're making.
Yes, it's totally
I
different. I think putting out a tweet saying I'm watching this is something that I enjoy, like I'm playing this and I'm enjoying it. Like, I'm not trying to be a dick and hop into that person's tweet and be like, why are you supposed, like, okay, that's, I don't care that much. But I do think that people who, because one of the reaction channels that I follow, they streamed playing the game. And I was this close to unsubscribing.
Yeah.
But I didn't chastise that guy. So, you know what I mean? I just felt like, that's disappointing. I won't be clicking that, But I don't watch them stream games anyway. But yeah, I've seen people getting heat. I've heard about people getting heat streaming that game.
Right. Like, it's not, I mean, I don't think it's like a black and white thing in terms of, like, if you don't, like if someone plays that game that you support and then you don't say something and then someone else does it, I don't feel like it's like, oh, well, I gotta stick to what I did before. Like, I don't know, like it depends on who the person is and what you think their motivation is and your relationship to them, and at least that's how I'm approaching all of these things, right? Like if someone is like, oh, I'm gonna see the Flash movie because I don't care, and it's like, well, that's a shitty thing to say.
Yes. Yes.
It's like, no, you can still see the movie, you still watch the movie, you still play that game, and also care that J.K. Rowling is a piece of shit. Mm-hmm. Like you can do both things and not necessarily be wrong in either stance. I personally, like you said, I don't have any desire to play that game, and if someone does play that game, it does make me go, well, I don't know what your thought process is. Like, if you're someone who, like you said, like you read all the books and you have a relationship with Harry Potter, and maybe someone's playing it with their kid and their kid wants to play it, and there are different, circumstances where it's like, I'm not in your shoes. Right. It may make me judge you, but it may not make me hate you. Like, and it may make me hate you depending on who you are. Yeah. Depending on what our relationship is and what, like, how close we are and how much I know about your thoughts and the way that you make other decisions. I mean, it's not like all black and white. You know what I mean?
Yep. I agree. All right. So we have shot the shit. If you were listening to this anywhere other than Patreon, that means that you are not a Patreon subscriber. That means that when we go on to talk about this episode of The Last of Us, you're not going to hear it. That means that when we talk about next week's episode, you're not going to hear it. That means that when we are back in like 2 or 3 weeks to talk about The Mandalorian, not going to hear it. Attack on Titan, new season, dropping in a couple of weeks, not going to hear it. And some other stuff that kind of got away from me. The point is, we cover a lot of great stuff over on Patreon that's exclusive to Patreon. So if you want to hear us talk about those things, you have to go over to patreon.com/podcastfandom and sign up. We have 2 tiers. One tier is currently exclusively, what the hell is that noise? One tier is exclusively getting our live video reactions to The Last of Us. Warning, you guys, this week, if you are a Time Travel tier subscriber, I was in a robe with a bonnet on and a Band-Aid on my face because I cut my face. I have stopped giving a fuck, apparently. I was the woman who was like, I'm too fat to do reaction videos, and you gotta do my hair and I gotta do my makeup. Look, I am 5 videos in and y'all get what you get. Okay? Also, I think I'm very curious to see how this week's video turns out because we moved the camera a bit closer. Right, Donnie? No?
Yes. Yes.
What are you muted for? What are you doing?
Nothing.
Looking at
Eating some chips.
You're looking at TikToks, right?
Eat chips for dinner.
Oh, okay. So I'm curious to see how this week's video turns out. Donnie works on those throughout the week, and they're usually up by like Friday or so. Kaylee and I will be doing reaction videos to this new season of Attack on Titan. And, And that is exclusive to the time travel tier. And someone upgraded their membership, Juan. He was like, I would go to that tier just for you to react to the first episode, not even every episode, the first episode of Vox Machina, which is an anime. I think it's on Amazon Prime.
Yes, I think.
Yes. And it is a production by like the Critical Role folks. And I know one of the people who's like the founder of that, if not the founder, is Matthew Mercer. He's a voice actor. He is the English voice actor for Captain Levi in Attack on Titan. And so it's him and a bunch of other English voice actors that if you watch a lot of anime, I'm sure you've heard of these people. And he's like, I just think you're going to laugh. And so I was like, okay. I don't know what I said. Like when he said I would upgrade just for you to do that, I might have did that gif, like, you have my attention, you have my curiosity, now you have my attention or something like that. And I wasn't expecting him to like really do it. And then like I happened to check my email and it was like so-and-so just became a so-and-so upgraded and paid for the year. And I'm like, okay. So Kaylee and I are going to do that in the next week. And then what else Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, which is so good. So good. You guys have been feeding me all the great anime crack that I love. We're going to be resuming talking about that this week as well. So again, check the schedule if you once you hear this, because it's not updated yet, but I'm going to update it before I put this podcast out tomorrow. So by the time you listen to it, the schedule will be updated. Again, if you are not premium, you're just hearing us shoot the shit. I'm getting better about just publishing that for free. And I feel like there was something else I had to say to free folks. Oh, just a reminder that we are on YouTube. We've been getting quite a few subscribers because anything that goes up for free also automatically posts to our YouTube channel. And I do that so that folks can have access to the shows with subtitles if they need it. And it's just another place for folks to find the podcast. And I was so happy that when I put up, I can't remember what it was. I might have been The Last of Us, because I did make that available for free as well. The whole podcast. Somebody was like, I'm so happy to see this on YouTube. And that made me feel good because, again, sometimes I just don't know if anybody's like paying attention over there. But just a reminder, that is YouTube's sole purpose. So, or main purpose, I should say. And but we don't really I'm not monitoring that a lot. And the comments all have to be approved because YouTube comment sections are the worst. But if you need to reach out to us, like if you have feedback for a show, if you want to suggest a show, it is so much better for you to reach out to feedback@projectfandom.com to communicate with us. And again, I say that for folks who may not be premium, who only listen to the free stuff, or people who are just listening on YouTube and have not subscribed to the podcast at all. Just know that if you want to be more involved and updated on what's going on, and you want to get in touch with us, YouTube isn't the best place for that. So, all right. Thank you guys for listening. Go.
Sorry, just to say, Matthew Mercer is also the voice of Cassidy in Overwatch.
Oh, yes. No, I'm sorry. It took me a second because I was like, my dumb ass was like, does Kaylee know that? Of course she does. And then I remembered she has told me that she knows that. Of course she knows that. Yes.
Yeah. Formerly named McCree. He's the cowboy.
That's right. So yeah, thank you guys for listening for free. Right now, the rest of this podcast is going to be for the paying folks.